Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Barack Obama.
Hey, guys.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are fine. We are better now that you're on the phone with us. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys having me and arranging for a beautiful day in New York.
Oh, well, we don't know about that because you know the president of Iran is over here.
Well, this will just go to show what he's missing.
How do you feel any way about that? Like we have been talking about it all morning. That a man.
Well, look, it's a great thing that the United Nations is in New York City, even though I know it fouls up traffic. But this is the capital of the world. It is a world city, and that means that you're going to have people gathering here, some of whom have reprehensible views. And my general attitude is that when somebody has reprehensible views, the answer is to not try to shut them up, but just let them go ahead and show themselves to be the fools that they are. And so I don't think that I don't think he's going to score any propaganda points here. New Yorkers are smarter than that. So, I just wouldn't give him as much attention as he's getting.
Okay. Do you have any comments on the Jenna 6? And were you there?
Well, absolutely. This is something that I've been focused on for several weeks now, and I think when you saw thousands of Americans from every race and region who went down to Gina,
I told you it was Gina.
That was sending a message that we don't believe in injustice, and when you've got a schoolyard fight that results in the African Americans being charged with attempted murder, then it's clear that the justice system isn't working the way it's supposed to be. That's one of the things that we need as a president and a Justice Department that's going to take a look at this stuff and pay attention to it, as opposed to just brushing it away like this administration has done.
Right. Now, I read somewhere that you met your wife when you worked for her in a law firm?
Well, that's not quite right. What happened was she was a first-year associate, so she was just starting off at this law firm, and I was there for the summer. I'm older than her, but I worked before I went to law school, so I was a first-year law student, and I went to work at this firm, and they assigned her to me as my summer advisor. Which basically meant she wasn't supervising my work, but she was telling me what the good restaurants were in Chicago.
She was the boss of you.
Yeah, but she took it seriously, so I was trying to, work my rap a little bit. She was like, no, I can't date you because, I've got this official position. So I threatened to resign just so I could go out on a date with her. So she finally gave in.
What? Is it true she thought you were weird because you were a black guy from Hawaii?
Yeah, she did. She just figured, that I must not have any game at all since I was coming from Hawaii. But since that time, I noticed that she's very glad to go on vacation with me to Hawaii every
to
winter.
Hawaii, right?
Yeah, she likes it now.
Yeah. In fact, now I think that's one of the reasons she married me is because she figured I get a free trip to Hawaii every year.
With the perks and the benefits. Does she give you a lot of advice? And if you win, might you make her part of your cabinet?
Well, my wife, she's too smart to want to be president. She wants to tell the president what to do. Nice. So, but she wouldn't have a formal position in the cabinet. She's got more clout than that. She just talks to me when I go to bed.
Okay, pillow talk. Now,
yeah, that's exactly.
That's more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
That's some strong stuff.
Easy, Senator.
We're talking to Senator Barack Obama, for those of you just joining us. Oprah has endorsed you and even held a fundraiser for you. What was that like, and how much influence do you think she might have on votes, whites and blacks?
Well, Oprah's a good friend. She's been a good friend for a long time. And, obviously, having her support means a lot. But, ultimately, I think most people, they make up their own minds. They will... it's nice to have people who support you. Obviously, Oprah doing a fundraiser for us was beautiful. Stevie Wonder came and did a concert for us, and B.B. Winans, and it was a wonderful event. But in the end, the person who's going to win this race is me. And people want to feel like, all right, he's going to take on some of these issues like health care and making sure that everybody can afford college, and that we're going to fix our schools, and that we're going to be serious about getting our troops home from Iraq. And if people feel confidence about my positions on those issues, then we'll win. But obviously, it's great to have somebody like Oprah on your side.
Do you think that 2 years in Senate is enough experience to be president? Because I think somewhere before you stated that it's really not about experience.
Well, what I said was really that I've got as much experience, if not more, than a lot of the candidates in this race, just not all of it's been in Washington. I've been a community organizer, working to set up job training programs in low-income neighborhoods. I've been a civil rights lawyer, winning cases to make sure that people had their voting rights. I taught constitutional law for 10 years. I was in the state legislature for 8 years, passing laws to give people health care who didn't have it, or fixing a death penalty system that was broken. And so, it's not just the experience that you have in Washington. Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld, they had a lot of Washington experience, and that didn't turn out too well. So,
Fidel Castro has referenced a Hillary Obama ticket if, I guess, in fact, you didn't get the nomination. Is that something you would consider, running on Hillary's ticket?
I'm not running for vice president.
I know that's right.
Yeah, I mean,
go hard or go home.
Go hard as my vice president, but we're in this thing to win.
Senator, my question is, with this war going on, if you did become president, how would you go about? Would you withdraw? Because people are saying it's almost impossible for us to get out this war like that. What would be your strategy?
Now, there's no doubt that I would immediately start bringing our troops home. Now, you can't do it all at once.
Right.
Because, you got 160,000 troops there. You got 9 million tons of equipment. So you can get a brigade or two out every month, which means that it'll probably take a year, maybe a little bit over a year, to get all our combat troops out. Now, you've got to, at the same time, have the kind of diplomacy to get the factions that are in Iraq to start negotiating together. And that's something that this administration hasn't done very well. You also have to deal with the humanitarian situation, because you've got 4 million people who are out of their homes over there. And, we're going to have to provide them some assistance just to transition and be able to stabilize themselves. But, we can't keep on sending $10 billion a month on this war effort. $10 billion that could be spent, building schools in the Bronx and Brooklyn, and providing college scholarships to kids who need it, and providing health care to folks who don't have health insurance. I mean, $10 billion a month is a lot of money. And obviously, it's even a bigger concern, the loss of life that we're experiencing. But, one of the things I want to do before we sign off, I think it may have been mentioned, we're going to have a rally on Thursday right here in New York City, a rally in Washington Park, just to thank supporters from all across New York City who've been helping us out on the campaign. And the rally's free. It's open to the public. And the gates will open at 5 p.m. So if people really want to check it out, then just go to our website, www.barackobama.com/New York City.
Now, let me ask you a question. I want to compare you to the first black president, Bill Clinton. Have you ever smoked weed, and will you get busy in the White House with your wife? I just have to know.
Book, you would know that.
Well,
he did
I wrote about my trying out drugs when I was in high school. I wrote about that in my first book, so that's public knowledge.
Which I read, and you did not.
Sorry. Now, what about getting busy in the White House?
In terms of my wife, that's none of your business.
Nice.
He's black. Yes, he is.
Well, I want to ask you about the comments from Jesse Jackson, and maybe some references or suggestions from, no, not Al Sharpton, our guest last week.
Cornel West,
about you not being black enough. Do you believe in that? Go ahead.
Well, Jesse, I think he didn't know what was going on that situation, because I had been on the Gina 6 thing at least as long as he had, and in fact had worked on a statement with his son, who's on my national committee. So, it was a misunderstanding. He called, and we got it straightened out. And a a lot of folks fuss back and forth about, is he black enough or this or that or the other.
Well,
I guess it's because I'm from Hawaii. That stuff's still going on.
Well, I think a lot of people. I'm sorry, Senator. A lot of people
what
wondering.
I've said before is, I used to live in New York City back in the '80s when I was going to Columbia, and I could never catch a cab. So I guess I must be black enough.
Yeah, you black if you can't catch a cab.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I guess the
so
question,
are you surprised? I'm sorry, Michael Sean. So are you surprised at all at Colombia's antics today at letting the president of Iran come there and speak? I know we spoke about this.
Look, it's a university, and universities are places where people speak even when we disagree with their views. So, I probably wouldn't have invited them, but they have every right to do it. And like I said, I wouldn't give him all this attention. That's what he's craving.
Right.
So,
now, on a lighter...
I appreciate you guys. I hope y'all should come out on Thursday. Come down to Washington Square Park. We'll have some fun.
No, I have one more question about the Obama girl.
Price is right.
The Obama girl. Does that? I know your daughter said something about my dad is already married. Is that Obama?
See, my daughter's got some sense, so we're all straight.
How did that start? Do you even know the person? Did you ever meet this Obama girl?
I have no idea who these folks are.
Wow.
But it looks like they're cashing in pretty good.
Yeah.
so I give them credit for being good entrepreneurs.
And I hope when you win, you make good on your promise to get your daughters the dog they want.
Oh, I guarantee you, I have no choice about that.
Thank you, Senator.
If I don't do that, they'll try to impeach me.
Thank you so much for your time.
I had a great time, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye.